Hello yogi friends, I've got a short gentle sequence for you today, particularly pregnancy friendly. So if you're working with a baby on board, this might be a nice practice for you. Let's come into a seated posture, cross-seated, right leg in front of left. And try to extend your knees out to the side so that your ankles and your feet are not on top of each other. If your knees are sitting way up high, you might want to sit on a block or a pillow. A block will be a useful tool for our practice today. Sitting up nice and tall, lift your heart up, maybe bring your hands to the ground. Lift through the crown of your head, drop the shoulders down your back. Maybe close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Take another breath in through the nose, feel yourself grow taller. And as you exhale, allow yourself to sigh and soften. One more breath in like that, extending upwards. And a breath out, softening inwards. From here, we're going to walk our right hand out across from the right hip and lift the left arm towards the sky. Extend that left side of the body all the way up. And on your exhale, you're going to bend the right elbow, lean over to the right, pushing hips to the left. And then take your gaze and look up on the inhale and look down on the exhale. And then rise up on your next inhale, dropping that left hand, bringing the right arm all the way up to the sky. And exhale, lean over to your left, bending the elbow, stretching that right side body. Inhale, turn and look up. Exhale, turn and look down. And inhale, rise all the way up. Uncross the legs, bring the feet in front of you, a little wider, knees up, hands back, and then take that deep breath in and lift your heart. Draw the shoulder blades together, maybe lift your gaze, gentle back bend, and exhale, soften. We'll bring the left leg in front of the right. And again, try to take the knees a little wider and the feet a little more forward. Sitting up nice and tall, hands off to the sides. We're going to reach the right arm up and turn towards the left, using the rib cage to turn. Exhale, drop that right arm to the knee or the thigh. Lift your heart up here for a gentle seated twist. If your arm didn't make it, it can rest on the shin. Exhale to soften internally, and then come back to center. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Turn through the ribs on the exhale, dropping the hand across the body. Lift the heart on the inhale. Exhale, stay tall but soften. Coming back to center. Uncross the legs, take the feet wide and the knees high again. Take that breath in to extend through the front body, lifting the heart. And exhale, relax. Coming around to a tabletop position, so the hands will come underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. From here, we'll take some cow-cat, so the belly drops. Inhale, pull the heart forward, and then pause. Push the knees into the ground and try to gently pull them away from each other. This will broaden the low back. And then exhale, draw the belly in, rounding the back. Push the ground away. Drop your head. And again, lower the belly. Slide the heart between the arms and come forward. Press down with the knees. Try to pull them apart and broaden the low back. And exhale, round. Coming into a neutral spine, a flat back. We're going to take the right arm and reach it forward. So press into the left arm and then lift the right arm up. Little bit of balance work here. If you want, you can widen your knees and that might help. And then turn the palm down. Exhale, pull the elbow out across from the shoulder, maybe even to the waist. Inhale, extend the arm forward. And exhale, bring the elbow towards the waist. Inhale the arm forward, and exhale, set that right hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm up, transferring the weight to the right arm. Catch your balance first, And then exhale, the palm is down, bring the elbow to the waist. Inhale the arm forward. And exhale, elbow to waist, getting shoulder movement, heat through the shoulder. Inhale, extend the arm all the way out in front, and exhale down. Now you might take your hands a little bit wider and anchor down through that left leg. We're going to take the right leg out nice and long, extend it out behind you. So again, play around with your hands and your knee and see where that balance position is. And then bring that right leg in and open the knee up to the side. And then bring the knee back down, extend the leg behind you, reach through the heel, push through the hands, extend through the top of the head. And exhale, bring the knee in, open the knee to the side, getting our hips warmed up. And then bring that knee back down to the ground. Left side. So we'll start with the extended leg, find your balance, and then left leg goes long, push through the heel, lift through the belly, and then knee comes in, and knee opens to the side. And bring the knee back in, extend the leg long, reach through the crown of the head, draw the belly in, think about a long spine rather than an arched back. And draw that knee back in, it's going to open one more time to the side, hip movement, and bring the knee back down to the ground. From here, take another cat pose, round through the back. Sit back, child's pose. Hips to heels, arms are long, take a breath. And then rising through our cow pose. So you're going to bend your elbows a little, pull your heart forward, lift through the back of the head, and take a little sneak peek forward. Exhale, round through the back. Hips go to heels, or maybe as far back as you're comfortable, stretching out through the entire torso, and then pulling your heart forward, just a little bit of cow pose as you lift your gaze in the front. Exhale, neutral spine. We'll take one more of those balance sequences, but it's a little bit different, and it'll be opposite arm and leg. Take the right leg, extend it behind you, press the toes to the ground. First, get a nice big stretch in the back of the leg, the calf, the back of the knee. Root down through the right hand and the left knee. Try to pull them towards each other energetically. They're not moving. And lift the left arm. Palm is now facing in towards the center of your mat, towards your body. Hold here, and then maybe lift that right leg off the ground. Take a breath. And exhale everything back down. Left leg's going to stretch out nice and long. Tuck the toes under. First, open up the back of the leg. You're gently pushing into the hands. And then left hand and right knee are going to pull towards each other. They're not moving. They're just energetically creating some strength. Right arm lifts, palm turns in. And then if you want, that back leg can lift. Try not to arch. Push through the heel. Take a breath. And exhale everything back down. Sit back in your child's pose. Turn your palms up. Give your wrists a little break here. Take a nice deep breath into the back. Feel the shoulders expand. Exhale. Now note, your hips do not have to be on your heels for your child's pose. You could be propped up. And child's pose does not have to be the most comfortable pose of your class. It can still be a little bit of a working pose for you depending on your hip range. Inhale, rise up, tabletop position. Take the hands a little bit wider. Take the toes and turn them under. A floating tabletop, so we lift our knees off the ground. This might be it for you today. This might be your form of down dog. Or you can take crouching dog, belly to thighs, take a little peek at your toes, shake your head. Or you lift your hips and you create that upside down triangle shape. Pedal one heel at a time to the ground to release the legs. Nice deep breath in. And then pause with your legs. Exhale, draw your hips back. Let your heart come towards your thighs. We'll walk our feet towards our hands and come about halfway And then walk your hands towards your feet. Hold your elbows, bend your knees, and sway side to side, releasing the back. Come back to center. Hands release. Slide them up to your thighs and inhale, lift halfway. Make a big L shape with your torso. Exhale, release and fold over. Knees bend generously in the forward fold. If you're carrying a baby, you might need to take your feet a little bit wider. Hands to thighs. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold in. From here, bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees a lot. And a flat back, we're going to rise up to standing. Roll the shoulders up, down the back. And I'm going to turn and face you, but you can turn to either side of your mat. We'll take the feet out a little bit wider. So big, wide shape, as wide as you're comfortable today. You'll turn your left toes towards the top of your mat or to one end. Bend that front knee so it's tracking towards your pinky toe on that front foot. You should see your big toe there. Inhale, reach the arms out. Turn your gaze, hover it over that front arm, bend into that front knee. Take a breath here, anchoring through the back edge of your rear foot. And we'll straighten the front leg and lift that front arm and reverse a little bit of a triangle shape here. And then keep the front leg straight, but just lift that top arm up. And we're going to start to lean towards the top of the mat with a nice long line on this left side body. Reaching. And when you get to where you think you might start to round or you've had enough, bring that left hand down to the thigh and bring the right hand to the sky. Now try not to push on the left leg. You're going to push your hips back, slide the hand down, take your gaze out in front. Your triangle pose might be up high, maybe middle, it might be a little bit lower. Take your gaze, look up if you'd like. Take a breath. And we'll bend that front knee, bring the hands all the way down to the ground. Bring them in front of that front foot. Walk your hands around to center. Folding over here, take a deep breath. Exhale. Lift up halfway. We're going to turn our right toes towards your opposite foot towards the back of your mat. Bend that knee. And then reach end to end to rise up. So we're now facing the opposite direction. Same idea. That knee is tracking towards the pinky toe. That gives you a nice stretch on the inner thighs. Arms reach out from the shoulders. Gaze is hovering above that arm. Take a breath. Exhale, maybe bend into the front knee a little more. And then front arm turns up. Lift the arm, straighten that leg, and lean down your back leg. Come back up, leave the front leg long. Stretch that right side body, start to tip towards the right. And when you're ready, drop the arm. Let it just rest on the leg so you're not pushing the bone in the opposite direction. And the opposite arm comes up. So high, medium, or low. Just be sure you're not rounding into it here. Keep the length in that side body. Look out or look up. Nice big stretch on the hips. Also good for the shoulders. Take a breath. And exhale, bend the front knee so you can circle that arm all the way down to the ground. Walk your hands around to center again and fold in. Let your head hang for a moment. Shake your head side to side, up and down. And then lift up halfway. If you want, you can put the blocks under your hands. This is a total option here. We're going to heel toe those feet in a little bit. And then I want you to leave the toes facing out. And we'll squat down as low as you'd like. Little squat. And exhale, lift the hips, fold in. If you want to turn your toes more forward, especially for the fold, go ahead. And then exhale, drop the hips. Inhale, look forward. On your next breath out, the hips go up, fold in. One more time into that squat. Drop in, and this time as low as you want, and you can always take that block and have a sit on your block. Or you can hover and bring the hands to the heart, elbows inside the knees, your yogi squat. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting or not, you're gonna get the same stretch on your inner thighs and hips. Take a breath here. Exhale deeply. Bring your hands back to the ground, lift your hips, and come back to your tabletop position. Walking your knees around so that they're on the mat, your hands are on the mat. Take another cow pose, so dropping your heart, pulling it forward, lift your gaze. Push the knees down, try to pull them apart. That'll widen that low back. And then exhale, round. This time push the hands down, try to pull them apart and widen through the upper shoulders. Relax into a tabletop position so the back is flat. We're going to take the right leg and step it outside the right hand. And again, you might want to take the block and put it underneath the left hand. So a nice wide lunge, right leg could be even off the mat. Back toes could be tucked or flat. Bring the right hand to that right thigh and turn towards the right. You can stay right here, nice opening for the low back. Or you can open the right arm to the sky and maybe lean back a little more. Listen to how it feels on your body. And then bring that arm forward, rotate the torso, reach forward. And exhale, bring the hand down. From here, sit back, straighten the front leg. Let your body extend out through center so your leg is off to the side, your torso is straight in front of you. Toes are lifted, get a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Rise on up. Slide the block out of the way, put the hand on the ground and step back to tabletop. We'll take left leg, step it nice and wide. And if you want, you can shift forward a little bit more, letting the hips come down. Right hand can have the block for support and lift, but be sure you're not jamming the shoulder to the ear. Lift out of it. Take the left hand to that thigh. Turn belly towards the thigh. Pause here and stay. Feel that opening in the low back. And then maybe you take the arm to the sky. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, the arm comes forward, the torso turns straight, and the arm comes to the ground. From here, sit back, straighten the front leg as much as it wants to go. Let your body stay straight while the leg is off to the side. That'll get into the hip a little more. You can use that block any way you'd like if you want to put a little more support under your arms. And on your next in-breath, rock forward, set the foot to the ground, slide the block off to the side, come back to your tabletop, and sweep your legs around so you can sit on your bottom and bring your legs in front of you. Knees up, feet separated. Take the hands back and lift the heart up. You can even take those feet a little wider. And exhale, relax. We're going to take the feet off to the right side of your mat. So both feet are off, but there's still a distance between them. You're going to lay that left shin onto the mat. And the left thigh, the back of the left thigh, the back of the left shin and ankle are on the mat. Your left cheek, the outer cheek's on the mat. And the right leg goes behind you. Doesn't matter where it lands. We're going to work on the outer hip on this front leg. Pigeon pose. So bring your hands in front. You can always use that block again. And then stay upright. So if you know pigeon pose or you have very open hips, you can extend this back leg. You can turn the back knee to the ground and walk the foot around so the top of the foot is on the ground. But keep the outside of the front hip, knee, and ankle on the ground. This front foot could even be tucked in more. Just see if you can keep the back edge of it pressing down for the most benefits. Inhale, lift up. You can stay nice and tall, or you can start to tip over the front leg. So this will be up to you. As far as you go is up to you. You can use the block as a headrest. You can use it as an armrest. Stay for about 3 breaths here. And make your way back up. From here, bring that back leg all the way around to the front, in front of that left shin. Sit evenly on your cheeks. And we're going to take that left ankle and set it on top of the right knee. It might be sitting way up high, so if you want, you can extend that bottom leg, ankle knee pose, and you can use your block as a little support for the knee so it's not just hanging. If you can, you'll stack that left ankle underneath the right, and again, the block can be there as a little support. Ankle knee pose, sit up nice and tall. You can stay right here. You can stay right here. If your leg is long and you'd like a little more, you can bend that left leg and put the foot on the ground, but try not to round and slump. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. If you've got the ankle knee stacked on top of each other on both legs, you can sit up nice and tall and maybe take a little tip forward. So this is the same idea as bending the long leg. We're just getting a little deeper stretch. Hands can come in front if you want. Take a deep breath in. Take that deep breath out. And then round your way back up to sitting. Uncross your legs. I'm going to sweep around to the other side of the mat. You are going to take your legs off to the opposite side this time. So separate your feet and take them off to the left side of your mat. Sit up nice and tall. And then drop the outside edge of the right ankle, knee, and thigh bone onto the mat. Left leg goes back behind you however you want. You can shift around so the knee doesn't have to be directly in front of the hip, but it can leave it there. You can bring this leg in a little bit if you want to. Sitting up nice and tall, play around with the back leg. You can stay right where it is, or it can extend out nice and long. Foot could be turned out, or rotate the foot down, turn the knee down. That just plays with that back hip. Lifting up for a moment, stay tall. And on the exhale, go ahead and tip forward, using your block as you see fit. It can always be a spot for your head to rest. Take about 3 breaths here. No counting needed. Just allow your body to soften into the shape and breathe deeply. Rising up. Take that back leg, bring it all the way around. Ankle knee pose, stacking, maybe extending the bottom leg long. Your choice. Maybe using a prop under the knee, even with the leg long. Or keeping that bottom leg stacked underneath. Sitting up tall. And then if you want, and the leg is long, you can bend that right leg and you can bring that left foot closer to you. Be mindful if you're rounding. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. That takes your spine into extension. And if you've got those legs stacked on top of each other and you'd like a little more, you can start to hinge forward, keeping the heart pulling towards the top of the mat so the spine is nice and long. Hands wherever it feels best. Stay with the breath. Inhale your way up. From here, uncross your legs. We're going to roll on down to our back, but bring a block with you if you have it. Scooping the belly in, all the way down. So taking a supported bridge pose, leave your knees up, your feet are on the floor, shoulder blades into the floor. Take your block if you have it. You're going to lift your hips up. You're going to slide any level of the block underneath your low back. So you could put it flat, lowest side. That's going to give you the most support. And then make sure the block is right under the biggest, boniest part of your pelvis. So it's nice flat on flat surface, letting your bum hang off a little bit. You can stay right here. If you'd like a little more lift, you can lift your bottom up and turn that block so it's on a narrow edge and let your hips settle in there. Be sure the block is stable before you let go of your hands. And then take a couple of breaths, just feeling the extension of the front body and the support of the low back. If you want to play around with this, you can extend your legs one at a time. Feel a little more opening in the front of the thighs. See what feels right to your body. So we're going to move into Shavasana next, and it could be any posture you want, but I'm going to give you another option for a way to end your practice. And if you're loving this posture, this could be it for you. You can stay right here. When you are ready to get out of this supported bridge pose, I want you to press the feet into the ground, lift the hips up, slide the block out of the way. Then go ahead and lower your spine to the ground. From here, you can extend the legs out to Shavasana, or if you've got a wall or the back of a couch nearby, scoot yourself up so the side, one side of your body is near that couch or that wall. And then lower down, and as you do so, a little maneuvering here, you're just going to take your legs up the wall. And see if you can get your bottom as close to the bottom of the wall as you can. So legs up the wall pose is a great restorative posture, great way to end class, great for those who have a baby on board, as well as anybody with some back issues. Go ahead and just let your feet hang out there. If you want to bend the knees, you can. That'll bring the low back a little closer to the floor. Relax your feet, relax your shoulders, relax your head into the ground. Hands can be wherever they feel best. And then fall into your breathing. Nice deep breath in and out. So you're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. When you are ready to come out of the legs up the wall, just bend your knees, roll over to one side. Stay for a moment and then use your hands as you're ready to come back to a seated posture. Do not let the end of the video be the end of your Shavasana practice. Feel free to stay, feel free to breathe, and be comfortable right where you are. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.